Remain silent, and anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have a right for an attorney at this proceeding. This proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream. It's also being recorded. That means any member of the public can log on and watch this particular proceeding. Additionally, those who receive a signature bond today will be reset further notice. Those who receive a surety or a cash bond will be reset to the state all-purpose calendar on October the 19th, whereby certain aspects of the case can be revisited. All right, who do we have first?
Good afternoon, Judge Williams. We'll be starting with position number 19. It's a private attorney case. Mr. Somu.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Somu, your case is 23 CR 005960E. You're charged with harassing communications. Do you understand your rights today? You understand your rights? All right, thank you. Mr. Howard, can I have his history, please?
I'm going to defer to the state. I thought I had that one. I don't.
Don't have it. All right, Ms. Jackson. And also, Ms. Kim, is this your case? Although this is a private attorney's case.
No, yes, Your Honor.
Is it possible for Ms. Kim to be able to call courtroom 2 while we're doing this? Is that possible?
Yes, not a problem.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Okay.
Your Honor,
All right.
I represent Mr. Somu.
All right, thank you. Ms. Jackson, please proceed. And again, I will need the history.
Your Honor, it appears that this is his first cycle.
All right.
So he has no prior arrest.
All right, please proceed with your bond recommendation as well as any arguments that may be relevant.
Your Honor, between July 6th of this year and as recent as yesterday, the defendant contacted the victim, Grace Elizabeth Malden, repeatedly through Instagram messaging for the purposes of harassing and intimidating her, her friends, and her parents. The defendant created over 40 Instagram accounts to send over 300 messages to Ms. Malden and her family. In those messages, the defendant expressed persistent, obsessive romantic interest in her. She repeatedly asked him to stop contacting her and that she was not interested in him. The defendant ignored her and continued to create more Instagram accounts and contacted her and her family. The defendant sent her a photograph of himself during the early stages of the messaging. This photograph matches the Georgia driver's license of the defendant. She indicated that in some of his messages, he mentioned that he attended Georgia Tech, and indeed he was a student there. Instagram graphics have also been obtained from 36 accounts, and the subject of all of those accounts were logged in from the IP address that belongs to an address of the defendant in Johns Creek. Our office has spoken to the reporting officer, and he indicated that through his investigation, he discovered that another female from Texas reported the defendant engaged in harassing communication with her as well in March of 2022. The photograph in that case file of that victim matched the one that was sent to Ms. Malden. Our victim advocate has had an opportunity to speak to the victim, and she stated that she does not know the defendant and has never met him before. The victim stated that the defendant began randomly contacting her on Instagram and then began contacting her parents, friends, roommates, and other people in her life. The victim also stated that she was asked the defendant on a number of occasions to stop contacting her. She stated that as of August the 6th, she went to Six Flags and did not make any posts on social media that that's where she was. However, the victim stated that the defendant messaged her and stated that he saw her at Six Flags. Therefore, the victim stated that this made her very uncomfortable and she fears for her safety. The victim does not want any contact with the victim and wants him to stop contacting her and her family. I believe that I did see her name on the Zoom call. So we would ask the court to sound for her at the appropriate time. And because she is afraid of the defendant, the state is asking for a $10,000 surety bond, no further contact with Grace Elizabeth Malden, no social media, and no alcohol and drugs or weapons while on this bond. And Your Honor, if you could sound for the victim.
I always do. Ms. Malden, I see you present. If you'd like to make a statement, I'll need you to unmute your screen and raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
I do.
All right. I'm going to give you some instructions. I am not sentencing the defendant to anything today. So whether or not you disagree or want to add more facts to what the state has presented to me is not relevant to me. As he's committed a misdemeanor offense, allegedly, he is entitled to a bond today, and that's all we're here to set. So really what I'm most concerned with is if you wish to have any contact with him and whether you have concerns for your safety. But I will hear a brief statement from you in light of those instructions. What would you like to tell me, Ms. Malden?
I would like no contact with him, and I don't want him to contact my family or any of my loved ones. He's messaged a lot of my friends, a lot of the people that I'm really close with, and it's made them really uncomfortable. It's made me really uncomfortable, and it's made my family really uncomfortable. I just want no contact from here on out.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Malden. I appreciate you making that statement. Mr. Nagel, please proceed.
Your Honor, my client does have a good job. He lives with his parents at home. They've lived there since 2005. He is 30. From what I've heard, I do understand what the state presented. And it doesn't sound like there was anything violent or anything like that. So, but I do understand the number of contacts that she described. We would ask the court to consider a signature bond with those same restrictions or a $3,000 bond, Judge.
All right. Defendant will receive a $3,000 surety bond. He's to have absolutely no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim or any of her connected loved ones or family. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. And of course, he must stay away from anywhere where the alleged victim resides, works, or is participating. I understand, Ms. Jackson, you asked for a complete